Oh,
50 if it's a joker. How much is it for a charter to win it?
I don't know. How much is it, Jeremy? Would you like to answer, Sugar Bear?
Well, you've got to ask me a question first.
Oh, there you go. Don't run, Sugar Bear. We have cracked the code. Sugar Bear is Spike, Jeremy.
I knew that.
Well, of course you did. He said he has late night pillow talks with you all the time. That's what you said.
I only got 5 or 10 minutes. I'm doing the 90 at 9.
Well, I feel like you know what you want to say. What do you want to say in that 5 or 10 minutes? We'll be quiet and let you have the floor. What do you want to say?
Well, first off, if people are going to quote me, I wish they'd get it right.
Yeah, Spike.
That's all.
Yeah.
You too. You're the worst at it. So, first off, you guys are totally wrong about other sports and selling it versus announcers on TV as opposed in person. If you go to professional sports, they sell it more in person. Why? Because you're buying tickets and because you're spending money at concessions, because you're paying $12 to $20 for one beer. The announcer yucks it up with the fans. When they announce the team's name, they give some kind of funny, long, drawn-out, yelling and screaming deal. When you see it on TV, Al Michaels is the best in the business. He doesn't act like a clown. You guys are totally off on other sports.
Okay, so here would be my only.
No, wait, no. You said you were going to shut up. So shut up.
Oh my God! But I have a really good response for that.
You never have a good answer. You never.
No. Here's what I would just say. It's very short and sweet. Stop laughing, Spike. No, my only response to that would be like, do any of these other sports actually have to sell hockey or basketball or football? These are sports that people know and have the terminology of understanding. The sprint car racing thing is like foreign to normal people.
Wait a second there.
What?
Were they always like that? The NFL used to be tape delay. They didn't come on and start telling people how to play the game. They didn't. When you go to an NBA, when you watch NBA on television, they don't tell you. They used to be tape delayed too. You guys both missed the problem. It can't be them. It has inherent problems that can't be changed.
But yes, the other sports have inherited privileges of being relevant as well.
No, they're relevant because they're aesthetically better to watch.
Everyone knows what hockey is, even though if they like it or not, like they've heard of it.
No, they don't. They don't know any of the rules.
Well, I agree with you there, but they've heard of it. We're dealing with a sport that doesn't exist to people. There's more. I will bet you money, Jeremy, that more people believe in aliens and ghosts than a sprint car. They've never heard of it.
But you guys act like NASCAR's popular. It's not.
They've at least heard of it.
So what? They heard of it because they've seen it in a billboard and in some, but they don't watch it.
But hold on.
Look at the ratings.
Spike was very critical of you because apparently he said in a private convo that they did a bad job on FS1 of not explaining what's going on with the sprint car presentation. And he said you argued him that, but then 12 hours later, you basically made a 90 and 90 about that. Spike, is this what you said? Are you still there, you little bitch?
No, I'm here, and I'll.
This is what you said, correct? I'm not lying about.
Oh yeah, no. Just to cover a point that Jeremy was making, all I was saying about racing was whether it's motorsports or foot racing, the concept of a race is
foreign.
You start and you finish it, and it's one race, right? The concept of dirt racing is heat races, which is like a qualifying race that leads to some go to the feature, some have to go to a B, and then the guys that are really good go to a dash. That is not like
those are foreign. Those are foreign labels.
Yes, this is foreign to. If you go to a high school track meet, you get it. The kid that finishes first wins the race.
The hockey game in high school is very similar to the hockey game in pro.
Have you guys ever been to a high school track meet? Because I've covered them.
Hold on. The hockey, the football.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Have you guys ever been to a high school track meet?
Spike,
Do they
that's
have
for
heat races?
Spike. That's for you. You referenced it. Yes or no?
No, that's for you too.
Me, no. But I've been to high school football, and I know that the rules are very similar to pro.
I don't know anything about track, but I assume that the kid that finishes first.
But you guys are going to talk about it and never.
I didn't. Hold on, Jeremy. I did not reference track and field.
I did.
He did. I would reference
I don't care who did.
what he's trying to say is like a high school football game and its way of play is very similar to an NFL game and its way of play. Yes, there's little differences.
No, you said track.
He did, but his point. It's fucking Spike. He's dumb. All right. He's a meathead. Look,
no, he's not. He's not. No.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Sugar Bear, actually.
Yeah,
right now, this is Sugar Bear.
Your tasty treats.
Okay.
But there is similarities between a high school football game and a pro football game. There is. I mean, I think.
Okay, so.
Well, that's what he's saying is these things.
Well, track meets maybe is a bad example because I don't know.
It's a real bad example.
Track meets maybe have heat. I don't know.
They do.
So then what we need to do is start promoting sprint car racing to the track and field crowd.
No, it's not that. This is how sports work. People go, they know nothing about it, they see it, they watch it, and then they learn about it.
You're saying people have no idea about football in American society. They don't know what it is.
No. See, you take it to, you're like a politician.
You just said that. You just said that people go to a sport, they know nothing about it.
Shut up. Are you going to shut up and let me explain?
But you just, okay.
See, you think if you're loud and you talk
over
people.
No, you try to discredit my point.
No, because you won't shut up for me to make the point. Because it makes you sound stupid.
Okay.
You're like a politician.
Okay, are you going to make your point, or are you going to make fun of me now?
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you how you are.
Okay, now you're gonna attack me. Okay, cool.
You're the guy who takes something that's in the middle and pushes it and overcompensates.
Okay.
I'm not saying they don't know it or know what it is. Everybody can walk into Dick's and see what a football is. But nobody goes to a sport knowing really a lot about it. They learn the rules after they like it. That's when they learn the nuances. And by the way, they explain, now, in all honesty, and I'll answer the thing about the 90 at 9, it was one line. I didn't do a 90 at 9 on it. I did one line and said that.
Right.
Like one or two lines out of a whole 90 at 9.
Well, Craig, I know. I said that.
Yeah. Here's why I did that. First off, I did not see the beginning of the FS1 show. Admittedly, I didn't. Furthermore, Spike didn't see it, or Sugar Bear, or whatever it is today.
I watched on close, so I don't know what was what.
Get him. Keep going. I'm listening.
So, but they tell you what's coming up. If somebody doesn't know what the word transfer means,
right?
The word, I would say they're probably pretty ignorant to a lot of things, not just racing. It's
right, because you get on a bus and you're going to transfer to the ottle one, so it means you're moving from one spot to another.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is they did say these 5 qualify for the feature. They said that. Okay, you say, what's the feature? Well,
right. What is the feature?
Okay, I get it. I understand it. I'm telling you this. You could give a detailed rundown every 5 minutes. It's not going to draw one more fan. You guys need to accept it. This is what it is. It is not getting bigger.
No, you're wrong. It is getting bigger. Brad Sweet believes it's getting bigger. Kyle Larson believes it's getting bigger. All these people spending a bunch of money believe it's getting bigger, Jeremy.
Great.
They are. They're investing into it, right? You know that, right?
Look, when I say bigger, I mean threshold.
What is a threshold? This is actually good.
Yeah,
what is the threshold to get to this bigger entity level in your mind? It's an opinion, I believe. I don't think you're making a statement, a fact, or maybe it is. You've got the years in real sports entertainment. Maybe there's an actual threshold. What is this threshold that you just described?
One Nielsen points roughly 800,000. It is not getting there.
Right.
And I would agree. I would agree with you. I would agree with you.
Okay, then it's not getting bigger. Okay, then if you're not even cracking, and look, by the way, I had this discussion with Brent Smith, his friend of mine, great photographer. I did not think that was a smart race to pick, and I think Spike alluded to it too. Sugar Bear, whatever you want to be called today. It's, and I don't think Spike. I've actually when I went to Wisconsin, I had a good time with Spike.
Oh, I bet.
We went to lunch. It was nice.
Right. Baby oil and everything. I've done it too.
Good. I don't know why you keep making gay references.
What are you talking about? Baby oil is a very good substance. It's oily and it causes tans.
Hey man, whatever works for you. But anyway, he's not a dumb guy. That's not what I'm saying. The problem is, it's the delusion of what this could be. And look, I love the sport, but just because I like it doesn't mean it's going to become the most popular thing. And it has inherent problems that are not going to be changed. Kyle and Brad are doing a great job because, it's in my 90 at 9 tomorrow, which is going to be about Tanner Thorson. I can't believe I'm talking about it. Even it's the dumbest thing in the world to me that people are crying or just bagging on him because he scratched. Who cares?
If that fucking two car would have rolled in the Votto and did the same thing,
it would have been equally stupid.
It would have been 10 times as worse. But continue.
Yes, it would be, and that's equally stupid. Don Christ Jr. cars did it. Danny Dietrich's done it.
It's a new world. Kanye said it best. It's a new world. We're not in that world anymore.
Whatever. It's dumb. But and everybody thinks one race is indicative of something. They don't. That is another.
It's not fair. I was telling Chase Robin this. It's not a fair assessment. It's the optics, and that's where we live. And you're making a point here. Continue.
Okay. This race was done in the Mountain Time Zone, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. People work, and the other thing is, East Coast drives ratings, regardless of what streaming platform, regardless of television. There's an East Coast bias in almost everything. The Heisman voting has an East Coast bias. Everything is driven by the East Coast. So to start at 9 o'clock, and I know why they did it.
That's not a fair assessment, Jeremy.
It's absolutely 100%
no, it's not because
true. I can prove it.
Because 9 o'clock segments, you should know this, is one of the most indecisive times of modern people. They have their TV shows at 6 is news, 7 is their shows, 8 is another show they watch if it's not a 2-hour show that starts at 7, and 9 o'clock is where people decide what they want to watch that they don't normally watch.
I can prove it to you.
10 o'clock is late night.
I can prove it to you.
I'm just saying this is how time slots work. 9 o'clock is the open one.
You don't work.
9 o'clock.
Work a regular job.
I know media. I've worked in it a long time. 9 o'clock is the open.
You're about as far away from media as media could be.
Okay,
I mean, you're not
that's
even
fine.
close
That's
to
fine,
media.
Jeremy. But 9 o'clock is the open time slot. Most people have shows they watch at 7 and 8.
Then why don't they move Monday Night Football around?
Because it's Monday Night Football. That's a juggernaut.
No. Don't be stupid. No. Tell me why they don't move it when there's a West Coast game.
Because that is what people plan to watch.
No, it's because it's an East Coast bias, and they don't want games going to 2 in the morning on the East Coast because nobody's going to watch it.
Hold on now. How long was that actual high limit time slot? Was it till midnight?
9 to 11.
Was it 9 to 11?
I know a bunch of people who went to bed at 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that's late.
But at the same time, Jeremy, people do have their shows that they watch at 7 and 8.
But you're talking about shows that draw a 5 rating. We're not again, you're limiting your pool.
Right.
You have a limited pool.
That's a good point. And you're also probably not going to get too invested in something that late.
Yeah, because they can see the highlights the next day.
Yeah, it's just something you're going to have on to fall asleep to. Which is why they usually have reruns of sitcoms at those times.
There you go.
You're just going to fall asleep to it.
Chaz, there's a reason Narc After Dark is one of the worst rated things on Flow. And that's on the weekend.
Even though it had a better rating than the Cars tour. Continue.
Whatever. Who cares? I don't care about the Cars tour. You beat this NASCAR thing every show.
No, I'm just saying.
It's old and
I just
boring.
think we have a good product.
You say the same thing every show. Stop saying it.
I'm just saying. I mean, Narc at Merced outdid Cars. I mean, in your perfect time slot, Cars was in it, and Narc on the West Coast outdid it on Flow Racing. So,
and it's still crap.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. There's excuses to everything.
No, when people say "I'm just saying" means they don't have a cognitive argument.
No, it means I stated my fact, and you don't think it's relevant or matters, and that's fine.
No, it's irrelevant. It doesn't do crap so much, so I'm surprised they didn't drop it yet.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, Narc is its own entity.
Again, I'm just saying. It doesn't matter that
Narc is its own entity. I understand that it doesn't have to do with the point at hand, but
then why bring it up?
Because I do understand why 9 o'clock would be a let's catch the people who don't know what they want to watch, because a lot of people do have shows on a Tuesday that they watch, whether that's American Idol, whether that's whatever fucking show. There's a show on Tuesdays that people watch on their televisions, and it's usually starting at 7 o'clock, and it's getting over by 9. That's why Monday Night Raw and all the wrestling shows are 7 to 9. No, this is true, Spike, correct? All of these late night shows that have programming are 7 to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is where the variance is. Some people, some areas is news.
Here's what the 9 o'clock did, though. They would run wrestling past 9 o'clock so that people stayed tuned in, so that they would automatically keep the low budget show that was on after on, so that they could get more.
Right, I'm not denying what you're saying, Spike.
Nobody watched the 9 o'clock show.
Nobody's watching the 9 o'clock.
But to also, like, what I'm saying is that to really ignore that most people have a show that they are committed to from the 7 to 9 o'clock era, to say that's not true is just, okay, I'm dumb. Fine, I'm wrong.
Who's most people? You use these vague terms like most and exposure, and they're things you can't measure. And the bottom line is this. The reason they don't move Monday Night Football, the East Coast drives it. So how bad it is. Think about this. Monday Night Football starts about 8:20. It's 5:20 rush hour traffic on the West Coast. They don't even care that people show up.
No, yeah, yep.
They care about the East Coast rating, East Coast bias. It is prevalent.
You're also cherry picking the #1 sport in America, in my opinion.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. You're cherry picking the #1 sport on Monday night. That's been a legacy for almost 40 years.
No, wait a minute. Baseball's moved everything up. The NBA's moved everything up in their playoffs.
I'm not saying the East Coast doesn't matter, Jeremy.
No, it's way more important.
Okay.
To ratings. Let me ask you this. In politics, where are all your swing states? Biggest swing states are east of Wisconsin. There's a couple out there, but nothing like east.
Well, Pennsylvania is probably the biggest swing state of all.
Just lately. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida.
Y'all have a very interesting political system with the Commonwealth involved, but
it's not that. It comes to population, and you can't put sprint car racing, which has a limited audience to begin with, against somebody who likes Chicago Fire.
Right. Okay? So then why would you do it at 8 or 7? That's what I mean.
Do it at 8.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you do it at 7 or 8 o'clock when this is the time frames where people already have their Chicago Fire style programs that they're used to watching in those time frames.
Because
They're
you can
WWE
DVR them.
Monday Night Raws or whatever. That's what I'm
You
saying.
can DVR. You
So
can DVR.
who's gonna DVR a fucking high limit race, Jeremy?
No, not high limit. They can DVR the other thing.
Why would they do that? They've never heard of the sprint car. What are you talking about?
You have no idea what people do. Because I know.
Hold on. Why? Hold on. You got to explain this to me. Regular person who is used to Chicago Fire, doesn't know what a sprint car is going to DVR their Chicago Fire to watch this thing they've never heard of?
You're under the theory that you're drawing new fans on FS1. You're both high.
Okay.
You're not.
I didn't think they were at all.
Well, I'm just saying, if they're flicking through the channels and they have this thing they like, and then they see this high limit thing, maybe at 9 o'clock they might pick it, but at 8 o'clock, if it's Chicago Fire, I got to see this next episode. I just watched the last one.
Well, 90,000 people is, I mean,
that's
a lot lower than Eldora. A lot lower than Eldora.
It's pissant. It's pissant ratings. It's a shocking.
I mean, if you want to really see that,
I don't believe it. I mean,
that's why crazy low ratings when you compare it to other entertainments on TV right now. I mean,
what? Adam Stern's pretty in tune with ratings.
Okay, well, let's just say we believe it. It's still fucking pissant low.
Yeah,
here's what I'm saying. The ratings will do better at Grandview.
You think so?
And they'll do absolutely.
Why? Just because of time frame, you're saying?
I'm saying the time frame, absolutely.
Okay.
That alone will make it be better.
And Eldora was what, about 250?
237, 239.
Will Kyle be there? And we talked about this, Jeremy. This is the first race without Kyle, without Outlaws, without Eldora. I mean, Eldora does. Believe it or not, Eldora does have a relevance to it. They did have truck fucking races there that were pretty important for the regular
wait a minute.
society.
What's that have to do with new people?
It has to do with relevance. It has to do with something that people have heard of before.
New people don't care.
If they hear the word Eldora and a sprint car, they might have heard of sprint car Eldora. Then they hear of Kyle's going to be there. They've heard of this Kyle Larson guy. Maybe he's the guy who said the N-word, and then they hear this World of Outlaws thing. Yeah, my dad talked about this. This is the things that make people decisions. Have you not studied Nazi psychology? Hold on, Jeremy. You have studied Nazi psychology and how they went into the brains. Don't even talk to me right now.
Kyle Larson walked through the streets of Chicago, and nobody knew who the hell he was.
I understand this, but the average folk.
No, you don't.
Oh my God.
The average person doesn't know who he is.
No.
I could halfway agree with that, but you're trying to judge everyone in one box. I'm not saying that. I do think there's people who have heard of him. I'm not saying he's in their fucking, Facebook profile picture like half the dirt track racing society. But I think there's people who have heard of this Kyle Larson guy. And I do think there's people who have maybe heard of Eldora and heard of World of Outlaws. And that's what made that event do 283,000, I believe you just said. That's what I'm saying.
239,
239. I think those combinational things helped.
Jeff Gordon's probably the most popular, more popular than Kyle Larson.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So he lived in New York. You know why? He could walk downtown and nobody cared who he was. Nobody knew who he was. It's a famous quote. You think people care? They don't.
No.
Their everyday lives, they don't care.
Right.
Okay. And you think people are going to go past? First off, FS1 is not on as many cable networks as you think.
No.
Okay. Well, isn't FS1 the parity for Fox Sports of ESPN and NBC Sports? Isn't it the same? No. Hold on. I'm just saying, like, when you see, like, ABC and Fox on Sunday, right? ABC then goes to ESPN. Fox, or we'll say NBC to help you. NBC then goes to NBC Sports Network. and then Fox goes to FS1, right? So these are their secondary sports networks.
It's a secondary sports network.
Right.
That
So
really
no, that
is
is in
more
their
popular on
package. So
YouTube.
all I'm saying is when you get the package, it's not like FS1 is FS2. You know, that's off in the fucking background. You know, FS1 is normally a part of most broadcast packages because it's in that ESPN dialected section. Correct?
It's not. There's the way cable has changed, and it has changed. Now you don't pay for cable because you don't have a TV.
Well, I have YouTube TV. It's the same thing.
Okay, it's not the same thing.
That's what most people have now.
Shows your ignorance. That alone shows your ignorance.
Well, there's only a few that are not in that element, whether it's Hulu, YouTube TV.
Hulu doesn't have FS1.
Well, you still have Spectrum and you have DirecTV and Dish Network.
But if somebody has Hulu, the base package does not have FS1.
No, it doesn't. Nobody has the base package. They don't do that.
I know at least 3 people who do.
Okay.
See, you think everybody thinks like you. That's the problem.
No, I work on observation.
You think because
I work on observation.
You think because 305s are the best drivers in the world that everybody should like 305s, and the bottom line is nobody gives a shit about them, and nobody ever will.
I didn't say that, but you can amplify my opinion if you want. That's fine.
Well, you do it a lot, so I figured I'd follow suit in a small way.
No, it's fine. You want to amplify my opinion? I just think it's a good tryout division, but continue.
Yep, it'd be nice if you said the drivers were tryout.
Keep going, Jeremy. Keep going. Keep going. You're on a roll. You're doing this great. Keep going.
It's not that. It's just, got to understand, there's a lot of factors that go into this. And look, I applaud Brad and Kyle for doing it. I think they're doing a good job. And fact of the matter is every Outlaw team should send them a thank you card for raising the money across the board. That is a fact.
Yes.
If you think Brian Carter was going to up the ante on the...
No.
I mean, okay. So we can agree on that.
No, you could say I played both sides, but I'm pretty sure I was the guy in a fucking RV at Knoxville 3 years ago saying if you don't fucking let these Outlaw guys run these high-limit events, you're going to fuck the whole industry up and lose everything you got, you greedy bastards. So, I mean, yeah, and that's exactly what happened, and they all agree on this. So,
why did you take it back to you?
Well, no, I'm just simply saying you could say we can all agree.
No,
because I made a comment that was in favor of high-limit, and you referenced it.
Yes, but it had nothing to do with you. Stop saying I. Say I more than anybody I know.
But I made a statement that you referenced. There is I involved now.
No, but you said I made a statement, and I'll just say, okay.
Okay, bye. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to make it about you.
No,
okay, buddy.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna let you, manipulate me anymore. I see how you're playing, Jeremy. It's fine.
It's not it's basic communication, which you struggle with sometimes.
No, I responded properly because you questioned my authenticity in thinking that high limit did not help the World of Outlaws. When I'm 100% on board with you that high limit did force the issue in driver payout.
But I never questioned what you thought. I simply said, people, didn't mean you draw it back to you because you think it gives you more validity. Don't do that.
No, because it's on the show and you referenced it.
Yeah, but I didn't reference you. You can't separate it.
Maybe not. Everything is about me. Clinical narcissism. Continue, Jeremy.
You do that.
I have a question for you both.
Oh, God.
I got like 2 minutes.
And maybe no one's ever asked this, so you guys can ponder it and answer. Do you feel that high limit as a national 65-plus race for a year spawned because Brian Carter did not give the allowance to...
Well, that's what I was trying to say, Spike. But I'm a fucking narcissist for saying that, so...
I'm not done. Stop talking. Or was this already in the works before, and this was going to happen either way? I think it was in the works, and it was going to happen either way.
I don't think that. No, I don't think that at all. I think Flow Racing wanted Flow Racing Night in America Sprint Car Edition, and the World Outlaws cock blocked that Literally. That's my response to that. And if it wouldn't have been cop blocked, right now you'd have 12 fucking or 15 fucking races, cherry picking the Outlaw schedule, and Flo would have their subsidy in sprint car viewership. I don't think you'd have another series at this point. That's my response.
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
no, that's
And I would say, to take it a step further, I wouldn't say cherry picking. I think it'd be running conjunction with.
Yep.
That's the nice, proper, professional media journalist way to say.
No.
Yes.
There's a difference between cherry picking and running conjunction. Running conjunction means you're working together.
Right.
Cherry picking does not. It is significantly different.
You think that it would have been very harmonious
Yes.
sharing that if it would have
100%.
been?
100%.
Yes.
And that's the only point I was trying to make in saying, the screaming deal in the RV, Jeremy. I know I made it about me. I'm sorry. I apologize to the PA Amish gods, but
I don't know why you bag on PA.
I love fucking with them. There's so many fans there. You got to mess with them, or they get all emotional.
I don't think they care.
I will say though, I thought that the opportunity on FS1, whether it's for new fans or some old man in a nursing home passed out in his recliner, I still think that the broadcast lacked production value to explain to turn guys into people, make them more relevant.
Yeah,
there was no excitement for the win. It was just like a whole hum. We're tired on a Tuesday.
I don't think, honestly, I don't know if Aaron Reitzel was really feeling well. I mean, he just looked like he was off, which I told you that. I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, it was their second one. It was only their second one, and the first one had rain involved, and a huge wreck by Tyler Courtney. So I think it's unfair.
But hold on, Jeremy.
Hold
on, Jeremy. In the light of you saying that, I think we can both agree that the Flow Racing Night in America late model broadcast that they were doing there for a minute with Rigsby in the studio and tossing it back and forth, probably some of the best broadcasts we've ever seen. I mean, the Eldora Million with the late models was unbelievably good.
Yes.
And if you're going here's the problem. I think it's on Spike's side a little bit. If you're going to make the investment to the degree of literally getting on FS1, like I know maybe it's a bad time slot, all these other concepts, whatever the problem is, but if you're going to get to this platform and then you're not going to produce the best you can give as Flow, we'll say, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? You should be doing the hook and ladder. All the tricks. Pull them out. This is you're on the stage now. You're on FS1. It may not be as good as you think or as popular or whatever, or the time's wrong. I'm just saying, like, there shouldn't be it should at least be Flow Racing Night in America late models at a minimum, right? I mean,
I cannot disagree that when you watch Flow Night in America, it is done on a different level, and that's no fault of Chase or Tony or anybody. That, yes, I agree that when you watch Flow Night in America and you watch, like you said,
that Eldora Million late model was amazing.
Eldora Million, yeah. I do think they pump more into that, and that's
But Jeremy, this is FS1. I mean, why is it?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Don't get too excited. It's no big deal.
No, Jeremy's agreeing with me. I got to go touch myself later. Hurry up. Right.
Well, again, we're back to I don't know what you got going over there.
I'm trying to have fun, Jeremy. I'm trying to have fun. Don't make it about me. Don't bite the bait. How about that? Just keep on rolling.
You did make it about you by touching yourself.
Shut the fuck up. Don't bite the psychotic clown dill bait and just keep going.
It is a concern to me. I will agree with. I think it's a concern that they do not look like the same broadcast. and I don't know why. I don't know the reason. Maybe they're working up to it. Maybe because they have more guys on the late model side with dirt on dirt. That could be a possibility. Flo really has no one dedicated to the sprint car side from I'd say from a coverage standpoint,
Right.
whereas dirt on dirt, and
Dustin,
I give dirt on dirt.
and I'm assuming you're referencing Dustin Jarrett, Ben Shelton, Michael Rigsby.
Yeah, you just have so many.
You don't have that
and
group.
Look, you have how many full-time guys working at that? Dirt on dirt was way ahead of its time. To be honest, full disclosure, one of the reasons I started SprintCarUnlimited.com, tried to kind of duplicate what they actually talked to Rigsby before I started it, because I wanted it to be that. I just can't duplicate it because of the scale they have. I mean, I can try. I'm trying to, but
there's way more late models than there are sprint cars. You were in the one area that could maybe get close, you know.
But here's the other thing. Look at the guys. There's way more people covering dirt late models from a media standpoint than in sprint car racing.
There's more opportunity though too. I mean, if you're in sprint car racing and you're not in Pennsylvania or in this Knoxville-Houston corridor or on the West Coast or the national tours you're screwed. Whereas in the late model world, you could be in South Carolina to Florida to North Carolina to Ohio to PA. There's a good scene there. To Illinois, there is a good scene there. Don't hate on your people. But
that PA scene is waning pretty good.
Well, I'm just saying there's more opportunity. I think the reason there's more media for late models is there's more opportunity to produce media for late models. There's more quality fields on a weekly basis in multiple segments. But I mean, I think what you're saying is proper. I'm not saying you're incorrect. And I just, I think you love sprint car racing. I love sprint car racing. Spike is from Wisconsin, so he loves too many things. And we're seeing a product that, and I hear what you're saying with like late models just have the resources, but as far as people, Dirt on Dirt was the people, the foundation. It makes me think like when I think of that Dirt on Dirt crowd, it makes me think of like you think of Fox with the football, Terry Bradshaw and those boys on Sunday have made, Fox football on Sunday. Jimmy Johnson, all the boys, Howie Long or whatever, what I know they switched to certain people here and there, but those four guys have made that product, that production for all these years. And I feel like that's where you could slide dirt on dirt into that category a little bit for the late model industry. And sprint car racing doesn't really have that group, I think is what you're saying. Maybe there's you, and then outside of you, Jeremy, I mean, let's be honest, outside of you in Pennsylvania in the media domain, I'll call it, who else is there? There's me on here getting drunk, yelling and shit talking with people. There's Dirt Tracker, who's one side or the other in North Carolina. And then who? I mean, who?
Can't disagree.
I mean, is it a situation where FS1 needs to have me and you on a desk talking about this shit at the races? I'm just saying, Jeremy. I mean, who else are we going to get? I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, is it me and you at Grandview on a damn desk at the top of turn 2 talking about the heat race coming up on FS1? Is that what we're going to degrade ourselves to?
Well, I'm not saying that. I got to get paid. Okay.
I feel like FS1 and Rigsby would give us a check. I'm just saying. Hold on, you would do this. Hold on, I'm going to text Michael right after this is over. I'm texting Rigsby. Me and Jeremy on a desk, Flow Racing Night in America style, Eldor Million style. Turn to it at Grandview. This is happening. Okay.
Here's some insight to think about though. So if this FS1 slot was of value, And don't you think the Flow Night in America would have been on FS1 prior to this sprint car opportunity?
Well, and that's what I would think.
And
I would. Here's
the second part. There's none to respond to that. That's just a hypothetical. So number two is, if we're all saying, well, they had hurdles episode 1 at Eldora, and now we have hurdles with episode 2 at Vado. Are they going to get it somewhat right by episode 10 in 5 years?
I think Eagle is a good spot.
But what I think is, I think that
hold on, Spike. No, because
no.
There has to be standards.
They're paying for the time slot. That's what it is. They're paying for the time slot because nobody would be putting out a half-ass production like this for 90,000 viewers or 200,000 viewers and not really care and think this is a big home run, unless just a pay-to-play spot that was funded by somebody. And because if it really was for ratings and for FS1 to get some viewers, they would have had the Flow Racing Night in America on there for the last few years.
I mean, I don't know the inner workings of obviously late model racing. That's out of my depth. I just don't. I mean, I'm not going to talk about that. All I know is this. Dirt on Dirt does a fabulous job. Rigsby built that. When he built that thing, he built it into a monster. I do not know. I know the whole Mav TV thing was part of that. I don't know where that falls into play. So that could have played a role in what you're talking about. That I don't know. I do think the Larson end of it is obviously has to be part of it. Fox has a contract with NASCAR. I'm sure Larson being attached to High Limit helps, and I have no problem with that. I think they should use him as much as possible. There's no reason not to. I think if you're not using all your resources, you're an idiot.
But hold on. Just to touch on that point, Jeremy. Yeah, they should use Larson to bring new people in, but once you use the lure to catch the fish, isn't that like the prime opportunity then to introduce everyone else? Like, make it everything but Kyle Larson. They're already there for him. Now make it about the other guys that is going to sell you.
I think they do that. I don't think that. What do you want them to do? Wear a tutu and a. I mean, if like Aaron Reitzel, a perfect example. I mean, if he wins and they talked a lot about him, I mean, I don't know what you really want them to do. They talk about him equally. I mean, they don't. It's not like they don't talk about Gio Selzy. It's not like they didn't talk about, Aaron Reitzel and Tanner Thorson. I mean, I think Tanner Thorson's been talked about more this year in the first 7-8 races of the year than he has in his whole career combined.
And they need that. I think they need that.
But I don't think it's that old phrase, a rising tide raises all ships. And I think that's kind of what they're doing. I have no problem with the way they promote it. I have no problem that Kyle runs the series. I have no problem that Brad Sweet does. There's not exactly a lot of people putting money into this sport, so right. I have no problem with any of that. And the bottom line is the purses have gone up across the board, and it's making them. We have 32 national teams. I got to leave you with this because I do got to take my 90 at 9, but think about the percentage of drivers do this for a living. It's less than 1%.
No, it's not.
That's not true. Yes, it is. That's absolutely true.
How many active 410 teams are there?
Tell you.
They're like 200.
That's what I mean. So for him to say it's less than 1%,
well, what's active?
For him to say it's less than 1%, there's 32 active national teams. That means there needs to be, what is that, 32,000 or 3,200.
Well, I mean, if you add up the full timers,
Hold on, 1% of 3,200 is that 32 or is it 32,000? Trying to. He said 1%. I'm
no,
just
1% of 100 is one.
right. So, but that's why I say 32. He said 32 national
Yeah, no,
teams.
it's less than 5%, I think.
Okay.
Hang on.
Okay, so if there's, but you're saying there's how many full timers between the two series?
Just wait.
He said there's 32
33.
national teams. What he said, and then he also said there's less than 1% that makes a living doing
I was
it.
wrong about the 1%.
Okay.
I was wrong about the 1%.
Okay.
But it's
5%.
Yeah, it's about. I mean,
how many teams are there? Tell us now, because I'll do the math. I got a calculator right here. Because according to Flow Racing, they made $14 million at Votto.
Well, if it was 10%, that'd be 320.
That's what
So
I
you're
mean. I
saying-
only think there's about 200 410 active teams nationally.
Yeah, I said that's why I said 200 probably about.
Yeah, so 200 divided by 100 times 32. I mean,
you're funny. There was actually, I think, last year alone. Ooh, got her like 200 guys who won a race.
in 410 action.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what's
There's
full
like-
time? I guess like they race.
No, just
IRA.
four, I
There's
guess
like
410s that turned a lap, right? That would be a fair.
Yep.
410s that turned a lap is fair for Jeremy's statement. He said there's
Okay.
32 national teams. So at that point, there's 32 teams that are doing it for a living, correct? They're doing it nationally. So there's 32 teams doing it for a living, technically. I'm sure they're doing other stuff.
32. Well, if you want to throw Macri in there, I'd say 40 max. You know, 'cause
Okay,
you
and
got
then there's how
Brian
many
Brown.
active? How many active? Did you find that number?
I'm looking.
I don't know. You think there's only 8 more? I mean, do you think Austin McCarl is doing something else? I mean, Caleb Johnson's doing something else. I mean,
Okay, there's your 8. I mean, it's not a ton.
what is it?
I mean, there's probably like 40 guys who do.
But what's the total? What's the total
Well,
lap?
5% at 32 would be like 600.
That's what I mean. So let's get to the real number here. I'm curious now.
Now, I'm looking. Just give me a second.
No,
Jeez.
I'm responding to Spike, Jeremy. You've already admitted that 1% was wrong, right?
Yeah.
At 1%.
We're just trying to get
just
to the
want
actual percentage now, Jeremy. I'm not trying to oust you.
Okay,
We're dealing with
25.
sugar bears and shit. Look at the fucking image on your screen right now.
So this is
Okay.
you're saying guys.
Hold
that
on.
have
Shut
raced
up, Spike.
one
Shut up.
lap.
Shut up. 1 lap in 410s. Let's hear it.
Last
Okay.
year, 903 people had earnings in a 410 sprint car.
Oh, my God. So 903 divided by what, Spike?
5%.
Well, it'd be 45.
What do you mean?
5% is what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
45.
so 903 divided by what? 100?
Times 5%.
100?
900 is
No.
90%.
It's 100 divided by 903.
Look,
Spike.
Spike is right. 45 is 5%.
So it's 4.4%.
Yeah, it's 45 drivers.
It's not
40,
one. It's
45
not one
drivers
though,
is 5%.
Jeremy. It's not one. Damn it. And that's honestly not fair. Out of all the guys who run 410s weekly, it's not 900. You know it's not. You know it's
It
not.
doesn't
Jeremy.
matter. It doesn't matter. There's 903 guys who earned money last year.
All right, so you get on your fucking next live and you say you're wrong. It's not less than 1%. It's 4. 4.5.
5%.
4.5.
It's five-
4.4. 4.5. 5%. If you want to say that.
If you take 903 times 5%, 45, maybe we get to
903 divided
45.
by 100 times 40 is.
Why would you do that? Just take
No,
903
you take
times
100
5%.
divided by 903 and
No,
you times
you
40.
take 900. Look, you have an 8th grade education.
No, I don't.
It's 903. It's 903 times 5% is 45. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's 45.15.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, or you could just take the 0 off and call it 90 and then divide it by 2.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
y'all don't know what trigonometry is, obviously. So
You can't spell trigonometry, much less do
I
it.
probably could. I was a spelling bee champion.
Yes.
Hold on, look it up, Spike. Do you want to look up how you spell trigonometry? I'll
Okay.
do it live on the show.
Guys, I have to go work.
Okay. So Jeremy, hold on. Before I propose this,
What's the 90 and 9 about?
hold on.
About the high
Hold
win?
on. Before he answers that, before you leave, they want to know what the 99 is about. Obviously, you're not going to answer that because that would ruin your show. Spike wants to destroy everything.
The high windy Tanner Thorson.
No, I told you what it was.
Listen to that Northeast accent. I told yous what it's
I
about.
told both of you.
Tanner Thorson.
It's about
I
Tanner.
said it's about the whole Tanner Thorson thing, but I also say other things in it about the whole thing.
About him lying?
Who's lying?
He said it was because of high winds that he didn't race.
And then he edited the post. This is true.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, I don't even care about it. I don't care about that. It was a business decision. No different than when Buddy Kofoid left Eagle.
It is different. No, that is not fucking true, Jeremy. Oh, you just fucking pissed me. Buddy Kofoid wrapped a fucking race car up and destroyed a vehicle.
So what? Why didn't he get another one down?
It doesn't matter, Jeremy. That's completely different. You want to talk about me going to extremities, Jeremy? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You want to talk about me going to extremities, Jeremy? That's bullshit. You're comparing a guy who didn't qualify well versus a guy who fucking flipped a car and destroyed it. That's two different scenarios, Jeremy.
It is different, but it's still, he could have pulled out another car.
Oh, he could have, yeah, but could have Tanner just started the fucking heat? That's completely different. Case Rodman said the same shit earlier to me.
These people think these guys are monkeys with organ grinders. And if all they care about is their entertainment. They don't.
That's not fucking fair. That's not fair. I get.
Have to be fair.
Look, I get what you're saying, Jeremy. I get how you're saying. Kofoid left an event, he could have kept racing, and Tanner left an event, he could have kept racing. It's technically the same thing. But then don't get mad at the people who are mad at Tanner for leaving with the optics, because what you're doing now, you're not listening to reason. Because reason with Buddy Kofoid is he junked the car. Reason with Tanner Thorson is that he left because he had, obligations, didn't want to, fuck his car up. He qualified bad. These are all reasons. But if you want to play in the optics game, all this bullshit, right? The optics is, Tanner Thorson left. Well, so did Buddy Kofoid, too. Ignore all the reasoning. The reason Buddy Kofoid left is because he flipped his fucking car. He destroyed a race car. And the reason Tanner Thorson left is because of the business decision.
If we're going to do that, we're going to take a $600 million owner and an owner who doesn't have much.
You could splice it however you want, Jeremy, but those are not the same situations at all when you consider the reasoning.
Stupid. I think they're both stupid.
They're not both stupid.
I think both of them are stupid. I think they're both stupid arguments. I think if a guy doesn't want to race because he junked the car, it's fine. And I think a guy, if he didn't time well, wants to not race, it's fine. It's the same thing. Danny Dietrich did it down at Dirt Car Nationals this year. Time bad, he didn't race. So
but
I see him do it.
You're also missing the optics.
There's no missing.
And if you want to play in the optics, Jeremy, if you want to play in the optics, then play in the optics. It's just admit it.
The optics are. This is just it's a lack. It's a me mentality.
No.
I want my fix. I'm mad that this guy didn't race. And
look, if you want to defend, if you want to defend Tanner Thorson for why he left, I completely am for you. I get that. I understand it. I'm not saying that's wrong. But if you then want to compare to Buddy Kofoid, now that is wrong. Because they are two different situations. They are not the
point
same.
The point I was making, either of them are wrong. That's what makes them the same.
No, the comparison.
Well,
the comparison is. The comparison
here,
is
guys,
wrong.
It's way simpler than all this. It's not malicious intent that people are upset. What it is, believe it or not, there are still people that are fans of sprint car racing, and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. The high limit points leader who's been winning now is going up against the Outlaws. We're excited to see this."
Right.
And then it happened, and the fans are bummed out. They're like, "Why is he leaving?" And it's a bummer, right? They're like,
well, it's a bummer, and for the Outlaw supporters of the aisle, it's a hoorah, and for the high limit supporters, it's a eat fucking crow, you know. But once again,
it's just more of like, well, this has been a cool matchup. So what happened? And then when they say, well,
hold on, Jeremy, hold on.
It was windy, and then he retracted and said, no, it's because I didn't time well, and I don't want to put extra hours on the engine. So then obviously people are like, what the hell?
But for Jeremy to say it's not eating crow, for these motherfuckers who have been in David Gravel's comment sections and World of Outlaws comment sections for weeks, I'm talking about the fans who are in it, right? Not these nobodies who don't care, but the people have been seeing, oh, high limit's better, Gravel fucking sucks. In Dirt Tracker's video, oh, Gravel's only doing good, all this shit talk. And then for that to happen? No, that is eating crow, Jeremy, to those people involved. No, that is like, fuck you. You're high limit. You're telling me David Gravel ain't as good because he's running Outlaws. He ain't against high limit competition, and your points leader shows up and walks out. That is eating crow to the fan base. Spike makes a good point here. He's talking about the people who are invested in the sport.
How are they invested?
As a fan, the ones who fund it all. The ones who pay for the bills?
To see the matchup. I was like, this would be cool.
What did you expect that? Well, then maybe I'm just a more intelligent fan.
Okay, well, you could call it intelligence, but you're also being very ignorant to what we're talking about. You're being very ignorant to what Spike just said, and you're being very ignorant to what I just said.
It's not. You don't even know what ignorant means. So
you only said you're intelligent because you don't understand. That's what.
No, I understand it. I'm saying it's stupid.
Okay, fine. It's stupid. It's stupid for a fan to watch people degrade David Gravel and talk all this shit in Dirt Tracker comments, Facebook comments. Gravel wouldn't be doing good if he was racing against high limit. He wouldn't win none of these races if high limit was there. He wouldn't do all this if high limit. This is what. Hold on. These are things that Dirt Tracker, the fucking Taj Mahal of dirt track media right now. He's killing everybody. These are hold on, Jeremy. These are actual comments that people are saying.
I'm not going to listen.
Hold on. Are these not comments that people are saying, Jeremy?
It makes you ignorant.
Are these not comments that people are saying, Jeremy?
No, I'm not answering. Because you can't stop degrading people.
I'm not degrading it. I'm talking about the situation.
You live in a fucking car. You live in a car. And you want to talk about
that doesn't. What does it have to do with people degrading David Gravel, saying that if he was running high limit, he wouldn't win any races? They were saying this.
So what?
What do you mean, so what? This is why people are reacting the way they are when the high limit champion comes in and leaves.
So what? They're wrong too. They're wrong.
Okay, fine. They're wrong. I'm not saying they're right. I'm simply saying this is what Spike was alluding to was the fans who are invested in the sport. And the fans who are invested in the sport.
Are they paying the team's money?
The fans,
well, they're paying for a ticket and they're paying for the stream and they want to.
But nobody's making them do it.
You gotta understand.
Free will.
The average fan doesn't understand the logistics of all this. They say
that's the problem.
The guy is there. He drove all this way. He qualified. I mean, what is the problem, right?
Why is Dirt Tracker making a second video to defend David Gravel? Because high limit fans are in there saying that David Gravel couldn't do this if he was a full-time high limit driver. He couldn't beat him.
Fill a time slot with something.
Okay, fine. You could say that about that. I honestly think that Dirt Tracker had people in the comments that were saying these things. So,
Okay,
I
yes, we all do that. Yes, I'm going to do
okay.
a
So then
Tanner Thorson
that's
thing.
that. But Jeremy,
Doesn't mean it's not a federal thing. All I'm saying is, I mean, you're taking it to again, who cares? It doesn't mean the opinion's right, whether it's mine or theirs or anybody.
no.
But to sit there and say anybody who says David Gravel couldn't win the high limit title knows zero about sprint car racing.
But they are saying that,
It
Jeremy.
doesn't matter. This is a
What's
social
irrelevant?
media
But hold
thing.
on. The reason you're making your 98.9 defending Tanner Thorson's decision is because of these people who have listened to high limit people talk all this shit, and they're the outlaw guys, right? And they like the Outlaws. So they've been seeing this shit happen and everybody trashing Gravel and the Outlaws and if high limit and all this. And then the high limit champion, or points leader, sorry, not champion, comes into an outlaw event on the heels of this, on this whole discussion with Dirt Tracker and everything. He comes in and then walks out the building before the heat. So you think these outlaw people who have been hearing this trash to Gravel and their champions and how high limit's so better ain't gonna react this way? That's what I'm talking about.
I can't believe it affects them that much. No, I don't understand it.
Well, you're making a video on it. You're making a video on it.
Yeah, basically making fun of it.
It would have been fun to see, right? Like that's what
it would have been fun.
It would have been exciting to see.
Do you think that race would have been just so much better if Tanner Thorson would have been in it?
He was the representative to all these people in the comments.
He's a representative now. He's
yes,
racing for them.
I said that to Chase Rodman. When you're the points leader, you have certain responsibilities when you have this social dynamic playing out right now. The social dynamic, if you want to ignore social media, then let's just all not make YouTube videos or do anything anymore. But if you want to recognize it as real and what people think and say is actually valuable, I guess that's where we're at, right? Valuable. We're making money on people's thoughts. If we want to value what people think, then that is a valuable move. And if you're the high limit champion or points leader, once again, sorry, and you got everybody saying to David Gravel, if he was over there with y'all, that he couldn't win and you wouldn't do what you're doing, and then you come in representing at that point, you're the points leader. You're the bad motherfucker in town. You're the points leader of this series that everyone is saying to David, if he was over there, he's going to kick y'all are going to whoop his ass. And then you walk in and then you walk out. Dude.
Well, I think you guys are also forgetting.
That's the optics.
When did, you guys are also forgetting, when did high limit start nationally? What, 3 years ago now? 3. And what was their whole social media marketing whenever the high limit guys would show up to an outlaw race? And I don't know who was running their social media.
Brian Walker.
Walkipedia.
They'd put on their high limits 1, outlaws nothing. After every race,
people pay attention to this.
So they turned it into
wait, I got a question. So why didn't anybody criticize Rico for not going?
Huh?
He wasn't there, Rico? Jeremy.
Wait a minute. No. He's a high limit champion. He was an hour and a half away.
Oh no, that's not. I don't think that anyone's criticizing anyone for not showing up. What it was is,
why not?
They saw Tanner Thorson come out, and everyone's, rubbing their palms.
Here's the high limit guy who's supposed to whoop Gravel's ass. Continue.
Yeah, like this is a cool matchup, and we've been programmed for the past 3 years that it's high limit versus outlaws.
Yep.
And that is them marketing.
Now, see, you're smart, Jeremy. I'm not saying you're dumb. You are intelligent. But this is what has happened. This is why you're making a video. Hold on. This is why you're making a video tomorrow. This is why you're making a video tomorrow. What's happening?
I want the same steam then when the high limit champion doesn't show up and he's an hour and a half away.
That perfectly reasonable argument, but he didn't. And this
He
is
did,
what
but
happened.
But it wasn't.
Why not?
Tanner. So here's the deal. Tanner shows up and he qualifies. He's going to be fourth, roll 4 in a heat, and he packs up and leaves.
He's going to start 6, Spike.
And then the fans say, "What the heck? What happened? Why is he leaving?" And then he says, "Well, it's kind of windy out here." And then people are like, "What?" And then why are all these other people racing? It's windy for you. And then he retracts it and says, "Well, actually, I qualified crappy." And the fans are like, "But you're starting to roll 4 of a heat. That's not bad." And actually, we've got this engine. And see, the fans don't want to hear all that truth, right? Like, they just want to say,
God forbid.
No, they don't want the truth. They want what they're stuck in. They want what. Hold on. All of us are victims. Or actually, we're perpetrators of what they're thinking because we're the ones that built this thing up. Maybe not me.
So
maybe not me. Maybe not you, Jeremy.
The series battle has been created in the fans' mind.
Yes.
He's number 1 right now. He's waxing everybody over there. Okay, let's see how he does tonight. He comes in, says it's windy. Then he says it's qualified bad. And then he says his engine, he doesn't want to wear it out. And they're like, "Well, you're a professional race car driver. What are you doing?"
But you're also the high limit points leader representing this series that's supposed to wax David Gravel's ass, boy.
That's at war with us, right?
Right.
So then what he would have been better off doing is saying, "I'm too good for you people. I'm out of here."
Maybe people should think about it this way. And then I got to go. I should have went.
You should have went, but it's too good, Jeremy. This is why we need to team up. If me and Jeremy teamed up, we'd take over the whole industry.
Listen.
It's true. It's true.
Why can't people think, man, lower funded team, running for high limit points. You know what? Really, to run tonight, being in a situation where I'm going to start third in a heat race, I'm going to be buried for the night. And to not use cognitive thinking, hey, this is a lower funded team. We know it's a lower funded team. The team itself's only entering its third year. That's my point. It is for him to run with a series that no points, when he's running for points over here and running for money as a franchise team. It's where his bread is buttered. For him to run or grind it out in a regular show for $12,000 to win when he had no chance of winning, he probably is not making the top 5, being buried that deep.
Sure, I get it. It makes sense. It does.
Here's what cognitive thinking does. Smart people like you, Jeremy, or what you should have said, sorry, intelligent people like me. No, I'm just fucking with you. Love you. Smart people sit back and say, hold on. Ryan Timms really was never a true threat to win a high limit race over the last month. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. Kerry Matson. Hold on. Kerry Matson was in the dash.
Yeah.
Like, here's the fences for high limits performance, right? So, Tanner Thorson handled Ryan Timms for the most part. Kerry Matson was handled by a high limit for the most part. But Kerry Matson is in the dash. Ryan Timms almost pretty much won the race if he didn't mess up twice. So here's some example. This is once again back to sensible thinking. This is what you would say to combat this. Oh, high limit ain't that great. Tanner Thorson was, he left the fucking building, whatever. But back to the optics. If you're going to reference Buddy Kofoid, I hope you don't. You said you're about to film it. I hope you don't.
No, I didn't reference.
I'm just saying, though. Back to the optics, though.
In the Kreitz car.
But the optics are, why is Dirt Tracker making a second video? Because of people talking in the comments about how.
Yes, but I also think
all I'm saying is when you are going to, when these commenters Because really, we're not fighting each other right now. These people who make videos like me, you, and all these other content creators, we're not fighting each other. We're just the things that people watch on a stage, and then they're down there fighting with. It's like the fucking Raiders, when they play the 49ers, they're not fighting each other on the fucking field, but in the grandstands they are. These fucking guys are going at it. It's the same fucking concept on a very big microcosm, not comparing NFL to racing, but it is the same concept because it's the comment section that is saying if David Gravel was in high limit, he'd be getting his ass.
Yeah.
He wanted. It's the
Fan is
comment.
short for fanatic.
It's the fans that are doing this. So when you have a situation that just happened, I get why the fans are saying what they're saying. And I get how if you're a hardcore World of Outlaws supporter and you think all the shit you're seeing is wrong and you've been quiet this whole time, I could see how when that happens the other night that you're over there saying, see?
Well, I don't think anybody's quiet about it. Fan is short for fanatic. And yes, I didn't say I don't expect them to say it. My job is just to give a point of view and make them think about it. When I do the 90 at 9, for all your listeners, I do it to make people think about maybe a different view. I don't necessarily, there's a lot of things I let go that people just go on and on and on and on about that I just think it's not worth my 90 at 9. But yes, you're correct. I'm doing this because, well, it was a weak weekend.
Was it a weak weekend? Hold on. This is a pretty big fucking topic right now. It's not pretty weak.
No, it was it was a weak weekend as far as other things. I mean, I didn't think. I mean, PA lost 2 races. High Limit lost a race. Really, not a ton happened in the High Limit race that did take place. The World of Outlaws event, Carson, it was good racing. But what am I going to do a 90 at 9 about good racing?
I mean, you could do it. You could do a 90 at 9 about the high wind advisory risk in Amarillo.
Yeah.
I mean, and when he posted that he. Well, no, I'm just saying.
I'm not doing about weather. Okay.
That's originally why Tanner left was high winds, although he stayed in the high wind advisory area.
To me, Tanner doesn't need a reason to leave. He can do it because he wants to.
Okay, but anyway, you were explaining yourself.
Yeah. I do the 90 at 9 to give a certain opinion on why things happen the way they do. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. If they agree with me, they agree with me. If they don't, they don't. It's no different than my live show. You ask me a question. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. It's all okay to me. I don't get wrapped up in people can think what they want. It doesn't matter to me. Look, everybody's not going to agree. That's what makes fan short for fanatic. And fans are going to think what they want. If I can make one person go, I didn't really think of that, my job is done.
Right.
Right. You're just trying to add perspective. You're adding perspective.
That's all I do. I talk about it. I add Look, race fans aren't stupid. They're passionate. Right. And that's good. I don't want any fan to lose that passion. Because once they do, they won't go. So it's not, when I say, look, I do stand by one thing. If people think that David Gravel couldn't win high limit races, I don't know what to say to him.
I think Logan Schuchart could win the championship personally.
Well,
there's something to be said about consistency on a high level competitive stage with sprint car racing. And there's about 7 guys on the Outlaw Tour, 6 for sure, that have shown consistency that I don't think anyone on high limit has. That would
we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree on that. But that's fine.
Well, here's one comment to make. I think it's a beautiful thing that there are fans that are one diehard towards
Yep.
whoever they love,
Yep.
or
true.
diehard towards a series, or diehard towards
a
region,
driver.
right? Yeah, they love the PA Posse. They love a certain driver, or they love the Outlaws versus High Limit.
Sure.
And I think it's fun when they see a Tanner Thorson show up and say he can go head to head with us finally. Let's see who's the best. And then he leaves, and it's a sad thing, right? They're like, "Damn, I was looking forward to this." And then in the end, I think as a fan, you'd rather he just be a heel and say, "I just don't feel like it. Screw you guys." Then have him say, "Well, listen, here's the deal. I don't have a lot of money. My team doesn't have a lot of money. We're
But he first blamed the wind after leaving a high wind advisory area.
And then it kind of made him look like a liar, right? So and then it comes down to the truth, and the truth is, hey, I didn't qualify good. We don't have a lot to go around, and I don't really want to go out there in mid-pack and just waste things. So I chose to voluntarily quit." And the fans are like, "No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the truth. I'd rather hear that."
I think what you're saying,
screw you fans, I'm out of here.
What you're saying, Spike, is those people in the comment sections who were saying David Gravel can't do what he's doing on High Limit, when they saw Tanner Thorson in the fucking pitting area, they're like, "Oh, here it goes. You're gonna prove us fucking right, Tanner. Go whoop their fucking ass." And then,
what I would have done is, if I were him, I would have posted and said, "Peace out, Outlaws. I'll see you at Kings Royal."
Fuck off.
Yeah, something just kind of, because he's kind of a heel. I mean, Thorson, his interviews, he's just kind of...
Yeah, he could be an easy bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so why not just say, "Hey, it's been fun. Peace out. I'll see you at Kings Royal,"
I mean, I agree. Jeremy Elliott hung up on us. He's back.
No, my phone went dead. I'm sorry.
He ran to his charger, Spike, just to hear your voice. He ran to his charger. His phone died. He ran to his charger. I think this is what Spike's trying to say here is the Jeremy Elliott and the Chaz need to be Michael Rigsby and Ben Shelton. I can't bring the hair. I can't bring the hair. I'm just saying, Jeremy. I think the PA posse fucking TV guys fucked you, and that's cool. I'm saying it. You don't have to agree. They fucked you out of the business there, and there's something to this, Jeremy. I think Spike, do you agree? If me and Jeremy were doing this every week, everybody's tuning in. This is gold. This is obvious gold.
No, I think it sucks.
Yeah, I got to go do a 90 at 9, 7 o'clock.
I got a 90 at. Hey, you know that Spike wanted to name this 90 at 9 after dark. That's what he wanted me to title it.
That's right. Look, all right, guys. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh, he's got to go watch a hockey game.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Spike, why are we not? Here's what I'm saying, Spike. If people were flipping through the channels at Votto, right? And then they came across me and Jeremy yelling at each other on a table. They're like, "What the fuck are these guys going off about?" I'm just saying we could have kept a few viewers. I think.
Well, all this tonight that we talked about is you've got motorsports exhibition that really does not have any clue on what entertainment is. What is entertainment?
Right. 100%.
And you've also got the participants that have been in it since they were 4 and really don't have any clue of what the real world is and what
the outside world is like non-existent. They don't know what it is.
And they're so in this bubble that when they are on FS1, the guy wins the race, and they don't even tell him how much he won. And there's no excitement as far as that he even won. And then the excuse is, "Well, I think he was sick." And it's, well, I don't care. I mean, I could have the flu and be coming out both ends, and if you told me I won 20 grand, I'd be pretty damn happy.
Put on a
You know what I'm
fucking
saying? Like,
show.
huh? Yeah, like,
Put on
so
a
what you're
fucking
trying
show.
to say is there's a show, and then Tanner Thorson. He's got real business decisions to make at that moment. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to throw this engine out there and risk it. But I'm going to come up with some BS answer. Then I'm going to get outed. Then I'm going to come up with the truth. And then I just look like I'm weak, right? Be an entertainer and say, peace out, Outlaws. I'll see you next time. You know? Be an entertainer. I mean, this is entertainment.
No,
and guess
because
what?
see, you're wrong there, Spike.
I don't want to hear the truth. I don't want to hear that your team is underfunded.
Here's how you're wrong, Spike, because when you're thinking like an entertainer and you qualify bad like he did, and you're starting outside third row, sixth, you go to fucking Facebook and say, hey, didn't qualify good, but I want to drive around all these fucking outlaw motherfuckers. And then you go out there and do it. Or you at least flip the fucking car trying to do it. You know, that's the entertainer. That's how an entertainer don't fucking bow out and say, see you later, I'm a bitch. No, an entertainer says, I'm coming to whoop your fucking ass right now.
I think he could have damn near put it in the dash, honestly.
He could have made the show. I'm coming, say he finishes 4th or 5th and makes the A. He's starting 18th. Fuck that. We're coming from the back. Tanner Thorson energy. Where you at? Hashtag let's go. Like, that's what entertainers do.
Didn't Brent Marks move 18 to 4? Or something like that race?
Just saying, if you want to talk about the entertainment element, you don't fucking post no peace out shit. You post some let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, is so what I'm saying is the average fan or any fan really doesn't understand this idea that you are going to go there and then decide that the engine and the costs associated with being a full-time race car driver aren't worth starting row 3 or 4 in the heat.
Yeah, but you're also saying the performer. You're also saying the performer themselves don't understand their roles either.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to a fan because they're like, but why are you even here then?
Right.
You qualified decent and you're starting. I mean, it was like, what, top 5 or 6 transfer? I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was basically like one row away from transferring. So, what?
Right. If you're. And honestly, this showed that in a way, not trying to be mean, but he's not prepared to be the representative of High Limit. He's not mentally, he's not prepared to be, or financially, whatever it is, he's not prepared to be the High Limit champion. Because if you're the fucking champion, if you're the champion of the WCW and you walk in the WWF, you don't walk out mid-show.
Yeah, you're not going to say, well, I'm not going to go to my match.
You fucking, exactly. You throw the fuck down.
Why is the sprint car world and sprint car media and the drivers and the participants shocked that there is a series war when that's been nurtured for the past 3 years by High Limit?
By everyone. Media, High Limit, drivers, teams, streaming industries. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying when Jeremy's on the phone. What are you talking about? You're doing this show tonight because of what we've made. This is what you wanted.
We're celebrating that the new national tour got 90,000 viewers on FS1. That's a big celebration.
Not in my book.
The Outlaws we showed you